Your life is much like a cup of water. Every day you spill a few drops, and at night those drops are replenished by sleep. By the next morning, you are again one full cup. Over time, however, this cup loses volume as the body is unable to replenish the water at the same speed that you are expending it. Each ejaculation of semen is perhaps akin to an extra mouthful of water spilling from your cup. Your body will work hard to restore the cup, drawing energy from every cell in your body or every drop of water in the cup. Over time, this will empty the cup at a much faster rate than one who wasn't wasting their seed. Not only that, but the cleanliness and purity of the water will be significantly lowered. The ancient medical literature of Ayurveda states that semen is derived from marrow, which is formed from flesh and blood in stepwise manner. Blood is formed from food. Therefore, semen is derived from food in a multi-step process of purification and filtration. During each step of this process, there occurs 40 times condensation, and ultimately 1 drop of semen is formed from 40 drops of bone marrow. Due to these reasons, semen is considered as highly precious body fluid. It is also mentioned that semen attributes to physical beauty, physical strength, and mental strength. End quote. Loss of semen leads to loss of happiness, loss of memory, and loss of vigor. Stated in texts from 110 years ago, Fowler said, "Those who unnaturally, excessively expend along sexual lines what may seem to them to be exclusively sexual energy, available only for expression, thereby deprive the system at large of what might have become general stimulation and vitality. Health and strength are certainly not increased by indulgence. Remember always that the sex organs are for generative purposes. The seed retained in the body will be reabsorbed and will wonderfully increase your vitality and strengthen both body and mind." End quote. The awareness of semen's power, its necessity of preservation, and consequences of excess have been known for centuries, or even millennia, throughout many cultures, from the Bible to Taoism to ancient Indian culture, even to the European medical practitioners from centuries before. How could all this accumulated knowledge, born from different countries and cultures over different times, all arrive at the same conclusion?
I mean, the cup of water is really a good analogy because you could be feeling like this. Even though it's a gallon, look where it's at. The gallon starts here, but it's right here. You could be feeling like you're lower than even the midway of this shit, depending on how much every day. And a lot of these guys that are really addicted are doing it multiple times a day. They find more time to bust nuts than to try to get a secondary job, get more income, or work out. Whose fault is that though? Mine or you? That's what I don't even fucking know you for real. You don't know me. But I'm still here to help you. But I can't fucking say, get over here, and then you just, I can't do that. I won't do that, even if I was able to. It's up to you. I'm just here telling you maybe the things that you didn't know, the in-depth, detailed things about this journey, about this topic, semen retention, that you did not understand or know. But at the end of the day, we all unconsciously know this because of how we feel before and after we bust a nut. You see what I'm saying? We feel like this before, we feel a certain way before we bust a nut, and we feel totally different after. Why is that? Because our cup is halfway empty. We empty it. It was full, and now it's looking like this shit. Now it's looking like this when you bust a nut. It's looking lower and lower every time. It just gets lower and lower to a point where it just stays at a lower level. And to the point where you hit age 40, and now that shit just depleted. now you're really getting problems. Now you're getting diseases at that point. Earlier than that, there's kids now that's 24, 5, 23, 20, that's getting certain things that you would get at 40. I've had problems too. You're not alone. I've had problems as well. So it's like every time I would bust, like a week later I'd get sick. But then when I try to get back on retention, I would still be sick for the first couple of days, but it would easily go away. By the time you haven't seen, I haven't been coughing and hugging and puffing. You see what I'm saying? But I was doing that prior, like literally a week ago. Now I'm on day 12, 11. And these are some baby days. This ain't even a start. This is me just trying to dig myself out the grave right now. The first 30 to 40 days, matter of fact, the first 30 to 60 days, 1 or 2 months, you're trying to dig yourself out of a grave when it comes to retention. Once you hit that 60 to 90 mark, that's when you really on some shit, because at that point you are getting closer to spermagenesis, and that is day between, depending on who you are, your day between 70, I'm gonna do a wider range because depending on how much you really was busting, and it is scientific fact back behind this, but we don't even need a scientific fact. It's scientific fact and spiritual facts behind this journey, and physical facts. It's literally facts all around you in different ways: physical, mentally, spiritually, scientifically, financially. It's a lot of different ways that this journey has helped. Imagine you own this journey for 3 years and you're doing all of those things. You're working on your spirituality, whoever you believe in. At that case, you're working on your physical, you're working on your financial, your emotional, everything that you can that makes your well-being. Retention will help with that, but you still got to put the work in. But it will help. It will heighten all those capabilities. It will make it easier. The road you walk becomes more clear the more you retain.